Welcome back. In this episode, I will explain to you how I obtained the funds to purchase my land. In the year 2015, I obtained line of credit for $1,000. During that time when I had the line of credit, I would make consistent payments because I want to build my credit some more. And in my mind, in the future, in case I want to extend the line of credit, it should be given easily based on my performance, based on my credit worthiness. So I did that successfully. And 6 years ago, I went back to the credit union and I asked for extension. They grant me and give me $26,000. To me, I was excited. That was the first time actually holding so much money in my hand. So first thing comes to my mind is like, what should I do? Should I buy anything I want, buy a car, buy a watch? And I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Let me be smart with these funds and use it wisely. So fast forward now, 4 years ago, before COVID hit, I started brainstorming on what I want to do. And I pretty much remember, and it hit me that I always wanted to do real estate because my passion was real estate. But since my main goal was at the time career driven, I wanted to build my career and be in cybersecurity. That's which I did for many years. I'm still in to this day. I said, you know what? Let me have passive income. What that would look like. And of course, the first thing that came to mind was real estate. So after numerous research of searching different states, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, the Poconos, New York, I found a place in upstate New York where they sell land. So I pretty much got in my car. It took me 3 hours from where I reside to Altmore, New York. It's past Syracuse. That's going towards Buffalo, New York. Amazing drive, great views, great landscape, great scenery. When I got there, I fell in love with the property, the location. The summer waterfall is amazing. The hiking trail is amazing. The ATV trail, snowmobile, you name it. If you're an outdoors person like myself, you would definitely enjoy the environment. So, fell in love with it. I decided now to start negotiating price, asking questions that come to my mind because again, I've never done anything to this magnitude. So for me, it's like ask random questions, just to get answers and so forth. So, some of the questions I asked, I remember, is there restrictions in terms of building homes and so forth. The seller said no, pretty much you get your title and get to deed when you buy the land. So we negotiate a fair price. The money that I obtained from the credit union, that's what I use to purchase the land, cash, outright. So I now own the land outright, and all I have to do is pay back the credit union. And for me, the next step, in order to go from there, I had to pretty much have funds in my account to go to a bank to seek capital. So in order for me to do that, my first goal was to repay the credit union the funds that I borrowed from them. So I would work, so I remember I would do my record job, 8 to 4. After leaving 8 to 4, after finishing my work, I would go and work at UPS, packing. So I did that for a couple, close to a year. When that season was finished, the season job finished, I went to another company called Chewy, and that time was between 6 to 12. So between both 3 jobs, it allowed me to repay the credit union what I borrowed. So I paid it off. and I also use some of my returns for my tax return, which helped. So now I was in a better position in terms of going to the bank, showing them, hey, now I have collateral. I own a home, and now I also own a land, and my credit is pretty much in that ratio that I should be approved for a construction loan to build a house. So when I went to the bank, they was asking me for tax return, asking, have you done this before? We need to show 2 years. And I was like, this is my first time going into a business venture. And I couldn't produce any of what their requirements were, documentation they were asking for. So I got disappointed like everyone else. And I was depressed for quite some time. And just talking to friends, not giving up, I pretty much keep asking her, how do I go about obtaining additional funds or capital to build a house? And I remember clearly having a conversation with my barber, and he said, you could pretty much ask friends and family, which I did. And unfortunately, no one could loan at the time, which I understand, and it was pretty fair. And then I was having another conversation with a contractor here where I reside. And he said, contact his brother because his brother lived in the area, which is Oswego County, Altmore, New York. And after speaking with a gentleman, he gave me a great idea. He's like, to get the loan, banks want to see you did some work on the land. So what he said I should do is build my septic, build my well. And that's what I did. And to build the well at that time, it was like $10,000. The septic, 10K, that's 20K. And in order to start the process of building a well, I had to pretty much build a road from the main road to get to the land because it's in a state park. Close to a state park, but it was full of trees, foliage, and so forth. So that, of course, come at a cost. So I again now went back to doing 2 jobs, not 3 jobs this time, to acquire the money I need to pay the gentleman to build a driveway from the main road to the plot of land so you can start clearing stuff away to start build a septic and build a well. It was very challenging because it was very hard finding individuals that can build a driveway, build septic, and build well and so forth. However, I successfully got in contact with someone through the seller that sold me the land, and we made it happen. My next episode, I will discuss that process, what it was like, what's involved, lessons learned, things I will do different going forward and so forth. But stay tuned. I'm excited, and thanks for listening.